Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Who is the 1% podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Scott, and this is where I interview people who demonstrate what it means to be the 1%. Let's get into today's episode. Hope you enjoy. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is the Who is the 1% podcast. My name is Tyler, aka the host, and on this podcast, we review who's the 1%. We see what it takes to be the 1%. And today we have Ben.
What's up?
Ben, appreciate you coming on, man. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself real quick, the floor is yours.
All right, what's up? I'm Ben, and so I'm a bulk bookseller. I resell books on Amazon, and I'm generally just into reselling, and I've been doing it for about a year and a half now. And I've just recently moved into a warehouse and started to really scale things with the bulk operation.
Wow. And you're 18, right?
Yeah, I'm going to turn 19 in about 2 weeks.
So you started this when you were 17 and a half?
Yeah, I started it like midway through my junior year of high school.
Dang. How did you even discover what you're doing right now?
So actually, my friend Zach Shaw, who was my neighbor, he got me into reselling in junior year. We had entrepreneurship class together, and we both actually did not get great grades in that class because we were learning how to do Amazon, not working on the actual entrepreneurship work. But so he taught me about like reselling Supreme and stuff like that. And so I was reselling Supreme, and then as garage sale season started going, I would just go to garage sales and just see what I could flip and just find different ways to make money, along with going to Goodwills and just thrift stores to see what I could flip. And that was really fun. I wasn't making a lot of money at first. I was mostly just like making mistakes, but that all led to getting better. And then around in like April or so, Zach said that we should try out FBA, which I'd never heard of. But we watched a bunch of Reezy Resells videos on how to sell books on Amazon. And so we were like, let's do this. And we opened an account on his account since he was 18 already. And we just got started with that. We went through a few thrift stores and just built up like a book storage and used like scanning app and stuff. And then we had like 100 books, and we were like, let's do this first shipment. And that first FBA shipment took us like 7.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
Because we couldn't figure out what we were doing. We tried to put them all in one box at first, and that doesn't work. It's like 125 pounds, not 50 pounds. And then we tried to split it into 2 boxes and realized we were supposed to like do box content. So then we made like our own spreadsheet and like individually logged each book. Yeah. And it was rough, but eventually we figured out how to put the books into 3 boxes and got that shipped out. And then we started going to library sales and stuff. And from there, just took off.
That's sick. I mean, that's always awesome when you have someone that, wants to do it with you. It's kind of like you guys are learning and like making mistakes at the same time. So it makes it kind of better. But so you mentioned that your high school had an entrepreneurship class. That was like an option?
Yeah, our high school is very like progressive. Like we had like 10 business classes. We had personal finance that just brought you through adult living and how to invest in like retirement accounts and how to budget your life and like buy a house and pay taxes and do all that stuff. And that was like a really helpful class. And then we just had like entrepreneurship, accounting, like tons of like really good classes.
Yeah, it sounds like a community college. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it was definitely like a very ahead of its time high school.
Yeah, the most. I mean, whenever I think of high school, I wish they taught us more of that. So when we're in the real world, we understand. But that's so sick for you to have that option. That's cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Before you even decided to take, that entrepreneurship class, when did you realize that you wanted to go on this path of entrepreneurship, self-employed, and stuff like that?
Honestly, I wasn't even like planning on doing any of that. Like I was just basically going through every business class our school had to offer. Like I wasn't really interested in entrepreneurship. I was more just interested in like business.
Mm-hmm.
originally like international business because I wanted to go to college in Germany at first
Okay.
because I lived there for a while and it was just a cool place. And then just through doing all these classes, business classes, eventually I found uh, the class with Zach, and that's where I was like, oh, this is pretty fun to do, make money on my own and not have to like be employed. And that's
Yeah.
where I was like, let's see if I can do this rather than college, because that was when I started to realize how expensive college is, and I was like, I can just do way better things with my money than put it towards college.
Yeah. So you officially like you're not in college right now?
No, I applied to one school in like April, and then they asked me for like a self-reported transcript, and at that point, I kind of gave up and
Yeah. But hey, man, if
applied.
honestly, I mean, in my opinion, college isn't for everyone. If you can, some people are better without it. So, for example, in your situation, I mean, you don't need it, then you don't need it. So that's sick.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and then, I mean, now you're doing a bunch of other things than just books, but what was it like when you first started out, on your entrepreneurship journey, like the struggles and like, did you feel like quitting and stuff like that?
Yeah, honestly, when I first started doing the books with Zach, I was not fully invested in it. Up until 2 months ago, when I moved to Maine to pursue this fully, I was still working at a pizza restaurant, which I worked at for the last like 4 years, and that was like my safety
Mm-hmm.
net, I guess. But yeah, at first I just wasn't really into the book thing. Like I just didn't really feel like it worked. And Zach kind of dragged me along and like was like, let's go do this, and like motivated me. And then as we started to like see the sales from that stuff and made all those early mistakes of just like taking a while to ship stuff and just finding more books and learning how to reprice them using a repricer and just all those early things along with just buying the supplies that we needed. Like originally when I first made my account after Zach went to college, that was about in like July or so of my junior year. Or I mean, I guess it was when I was going into a senior. But that was when I made my own account and was like, I'm gonna do this on my own. Like I definitely like it now. Um, I had to buy like Dymo for label printing and Scout IQ subscription, Accelerlist subscription, and it took me like up until like September or so before I finally started turning profit, just because I was reinvesting so much money in the business. But at that point in September, which up until there, I worked really hard to get as many books in as possible. I mean, during that summer, I was sleeping in my car a lot. So I would plan out like a thrift store route. I lived in Vermont, so I would plan out thrift stores basically from Vermont to New Hampshire and then to like Maine. And then I would leave school on Friday afternoon and I would drive to like try to get to New Hampshire or something for a library sale by like 5 o'clock at night. And there would be like a preview sale. And I would go to that and hit that sale. And then after that, I would just find a Walmart to sleep at with like all stays and just sleep in my car. And then the next morning, I would hit another library sale in the morning in like New Hampshire. And then I would like do more thrifting. And then I would always have to like rush back to Vermont and I'd have work at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I did that for like 2 months straight. And then once it was summer, I was basically doing that every weekend and just trying to get as many books as possible.
Damn, man, the dedication, that's awesome. I mean, during those times, did you ever think that you would get to where you are today?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really sure what my plan was with it. Like, I was just like, let's see how much money I can make from it. But then once my deposits started to be like more than I was getting from work, like I was getting like a $700-800 deposit every 2 weeks, and that was like more than I was making at my pizza restaurant. And that was when I was like, can I make this into something that'll make me enough money to live on? And eventually, through one of those weekend trips, I found a place where I was able to get bulk Gaylords from. And once I found that, I would go there every weekend and go through the Gaylords, and that helped scale it a lot more really fast as I was able to just go through bulk books in one place and able to just boost my inventory up a ton.
Yeah. And I mean, I gotta ask, what did that first sale feel like?
The first sale on Amazon,
Yeah.
it was pretty cool. I think it was like a $16 sale, but I was
Yeah.
just like, I didn't do anything. Like that sale just happened when I woke up.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool. And the other thing that proved like that it worked is I was in Germany for a month that August, right after I created my account. And I did like $1,200 in sales while I was in Germany hanging out with my friends there. And I was like, I'm making money while I'm like not doing anything.
Yeah.
I was like, I want to do this because I don't have inventory like with me. It's all at Amazon and running without me. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's sick. I mean, whenever you can make money, especially, they always say make money while you sleep. You wake up to your phone, you see some sales or just hanging out with friends. I mean, there's no better feeling than that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, the best feeling I've had doing books was I woke up one morning during the start of COVID, and I woke up at like 6 in the morning. I looked at my phone. I had sold a $650 book at like 6:30 in the morning, and then I went to Walmart, grabbed a bunch of switches, and I had like $1,000 profit day. And I was like, that was probably my biggest day to date, which was just really cool to see.
That's crazy, man. And like a $650 book, like if I wouldn't have met like you and Zach and like everyone else, I wouldn't have thought like books sell like that. But that's insane. Like what kind of book even like sells for $650?
It was an African Tuskers book about like elephants, but I paid $1 for it at a library sale
Oh
in
my
Vermont.
gosh.
Yeah, it was crazy. That same library sale, since then, I've sold 3 other books for like $89, and then 2 other ones for over $100. And I think I paid like $80 at that whole library sale for like 100 books. And so like it's just crazy the power of library sales.
Yeah. And I mean, my best find for garage sales, I got into garage sales, after watching Trash Talk with Gary Vee and everything.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I was at just some, family either throwing everything out. And they had like this, those like scanners that you put paper in and it scans to your computer.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Those are sick.
yeah, I saw it. Everything had a price tag on it throughout the whole entire place that because they knew what they wanted to sell it for, but that didn't. And I was like, okay. And usually he said stay away from electronics. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it, whatever. I
Yeah.
looked it up on eBay, and I think they're selling for like 300. Like, no, I saw one sold for 299, like 209, and I was like, whoa, what the heck? So I asked her, I was like, how much you willing to let this go for? She's like $10, and I was like, I'll do 5. And she said, all right, perfect. 3 days later, I sold it for like $330. It was insane. I was like, what the
So
heck?
awesome. Yeah, I mean, when I started garage sales, I was doing like all electronics. Like electronics and video games is pretty much what I was selling all summer.
Yeah.
Like I would come back every Saturday and my mom would just be like, what do you got now? And I had like 4 new consoles or something that I would test out and then list.
Yeah. And my parents always tell me, hey, like, you know, be careful. I don't want you bringing back like 150 different things and make our garage like an entire like store. But yeah, I even like, I got a vacuum for $10 and I sold it for 80 off Facebook Marketplace. There's like some old vintage like not record player, but like they use for surround sound. Bought that for $5, sold it for 80. So I mean, you'd be surprised. And what's crazy is that that's only on a Saturday and Sunday during the weekend when I go out in garage sale. Like imagine if, you were on your phone daily, and some people have garage sales during the week. I'm sure you can scale that and make so much.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. I had one buy that was like not a good buy, but my mom was just like, "Why are you bringing this home?" I found a 1908 like from 1908 antique Victrola. They're like the original record players. They're these like
Yeah.
giant like 200-pound like
Oh my.
cabinets that play records. But I saw one for like $50 on Facebook, And when I looked on eBay, there was one for sale for like $1,200, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna flip this. And I grabbed it and brought it home in my truck or in my car, and my mom was just like, why'd you get this? And it took up so much space, but it really just wasn't worth that much. And I was like calling antique stores and no one wanted it. And I
Yeah.
ended up just getting rid of it for free, but that was
Yeah.
not one of my good buys.
A big thing too was that I'm glad, Gary put like his thing out of like how to like, source stuff off eBay is clicking that sold items. I feel like a
Yeah,
lot of people out there, they look on eBay, they're like, oh my God, he sold for $1,200. But in reality, like, you know, that's just a listing for someone that wants that much. Cause let's say they bought it for 14, they're trying to get money back. So it's like, that's a big thing. It's clicking that sold items.
yeah, it's all about the checking the comps and doing the research before you buy.
Yeah. Do you have any like daily routines or habits that you do?
Honestly, not really. My days are pretty random. I don't really have any routine at the moment other than like coming to the warehouse and going through books.
Yeah, so you got a whiteboard back there though. Do you use that?
I don't really use this room usually. I'm usually in some other rooms, but it's a big warehouse, so there's lots of rooms in here.
There you go.
I'm usually I come in, go to the warehouse and go through some books in the morning. I try to go through 3 or 4 Gaylords every day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have like a listing room where I'll clean the books. I've posted on my story a few times,
Yeah.
and then I'll list the books in that room too, which is what I had to do today. I got a pallet to ship out, and yeah, that's most of my days usually.
There you go. Yeah, I was gonna ask you what does a day in the life of Ben look like, but I mean, pretty much, wake up, go through some books, and make some money. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much. And then I try to go play basketball most days.
There you go. And so when I don't know if you already mentioned it, but when did you buy that warehouse?
It's not my warehouse, but my business partner actually owns it.
Okay.
And so we got a pretty good deal on renting it. And so that worked out for both of us. And so we just locked in a lease for the rest of the year. And so now it's more situated, and that'll be really good.
Sweet.
Not have to
Yeah,
worry
man.
about it.
That's awesome. And I mean, I know, you and Zach, through high school, you guys kind of work together. But do you have any like, you know, is there one person in the industry that you're in that you look up to, whether it's on social media or, that personally?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when I started out, I looked up to Romer a lot, and he's helped me a ton with growing my store and just learning more about selling books. Same with Reezy Resells, and then Ryan and Lindsay, Renzi. They're awesome friends of mine now too, and like they're super awesome to be around as like mentors also, and just to learn from them and see what they're doing too. Because I've done some shoes also, which was earlier in the year, sold a bunch of shoes, and I learned most of that stuff through them.
Yeah. So are you doing shoes and cards and other stuff right now, or are you just focusing on books for now?
Yeah, so books is definitely my main thing. But with COVID and the reopenings of Burlington's and Marshall's like 2 months ago or so, I drove to Massachusetts for all the reopenings. And then I drove to New Jersey for a week for all the reopenings there and pulled in like 200 something shoes. I'd never done shoes before, but I knew how to research them. And with the deals that they were giving at Burlington with the 50% off sale store wide, and then Marshall's had everything like red tag pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked up like 200 shoes for like less than $18 a pair for brand new shoes.
Wow.
And I've pretty much just been selling through those since I moved to Maine. I think I have probably like 40 pairs left now. I sold through most of them. And I mean, I've made like 3 or 4 grand profit off of all that now.
That's
Off of like
crazy.
pretty good finds. Yeah.
Do you ever deal with like, when there's a new shoe dropping, trying to get it at retail and then selling it for higher? You
Oh
just,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm always entering sneaker releases and drawings. I've only copped a few.
Mm-hmm.
The best ones I got were the Travis Scott Jordan 4 retros, the green ones.
Man,
That was my best win.
that hits home because that's my favorite artist. You can kind of see like there's a Reese's Puff
Yeah,
Box
yeah,
like
I
in
see
the
three,
corner.
two, five.
Yeah, that's sick. I mean, I still love the Mocha, his versions of the Air Jordan ones. Those are sick. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah, those
that's.
ones are.
And then are you
I like
doing
the
are you doing cards
lows.
also?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of sports cards. Been learning. I mean, I started out with Project 2020, which I lost a lot of money with that, just getting
Mhm.
caught up in the hype and not really knowing what I was doing.
Yeah.
And so based on that, then I started buying basketball cards with the hype growing for the playoffs. I picked up 3 Luka Doncic rookie cards for
Wow.
$600 a piece. And I ended up selling those for $1,500, $1,500, and $1,300. And those were like a really nice flip for me. And then right now I've been buying a lot of sealed wax. I have like 7 boxes of Prism from basketball for 2019-20 because I think this year's draft class is just insane
Yeah.
compared to the recent years. And I think the value of that's going to go up a lot over the next couple of years once
Mhm.
we see Zion and Ja Morant and Tyler Hero and all those guys really start performing.
Yeah.
And then I've also picked up a lot of football boxes recently. The optic cards from 2018 and 2019 hobby boxes, and those have gone up a couple $100 each already.
Mhm.
And I think with football starting tomorrow, the hype is just going to be really crazy. And I'll start liquidating some of those as the hype comes through. And I'm hoping to basically take all the money that I'm making with sports cards and turn it into a couple very high value cards and just hold those for a while. And I've also bought a few Pokemon cards recently,
There you go.
which I didn't really know much about Pokemon, but I think I've had some good buys and I'm learning the different editions and stuff. And I definitely see the value of those and listening to Gary Vee's podcasts about them and
Mhm.
also sports cards as everything he's saying about them is really like accurate, I think.
Yeah. And I think we can all agree now whenever this guy says anything about, some type of trend, just him saying that is going to boost it. So as soon as
Oh,
he
yeah,
started talking about sports
100%.
cards, they started blowing up. I actually have 2 Lonzos rookie cards and like 4 Tyler Heroes. And, I'm a Laker fan, so that's why I really wanted the Lonzo ones. But man, I'm hoping Tyler Hero and gets past the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals because I need that guy, his value to go up. I've already made money off of him, so I just need him to keep going.
Yeah, definitely. I want to see Tyler Hero keep performing. I think it's going to be Heat and Lakers in the finals.
Yeah,
That's my opinion.
I'd
But
agree.
yeah, I bought a bunch of Tatum cards and also I have a couple of the LeBron PSA 10 Prism Laker cards. But I've one card that I'm really excited to get back from PSA. I
Mhm.
sent it out in June. It's a 2011 Topps Update Mike Trout rookie card.
Wow, man, you're speaking music to my ears. I'm an Angel fan down here too.
Oh yeah, I bought that card in 2011 when I was like 10 years old in a pack for like $4. I got it, and with cards exploding about 6 months ago is when I got back into them. I just went through my collection, found that card, and looked it up, and I was like, oh my god, this card's like $1,500 ungraded, and I sent it for a submission, and if that gets a 10, it looks like they're selling around $4,500 to $5,000, I think, right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be pretty crazy.
Did you see the highest selling ever sports card was his?
Yeah, 3.9 million.
Bro, what the heck? That's insane.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous.
Just
And
I mean, and if you really think about it, that's just a piece of cardboard at the end of the day. But it holds a
exactly.
lot of value to people, so that's why. I mean, if you're a big Trout fan, I mean, I'm a big Trout fan, but I'm not spending 3.9 million on a on a card.
Yeah, definitely.
That's crazy, man. Well, I mean, just listen to you, man. You're doing so many things. I think it's awesome. I mean, you're also so young. It's super sick. And, I just got to say, I wish you a lot of success. But I got to ask, this is the Who is the 1% podcast. So,
Yeah.
what does the 1% mean to you? I know you answered this over the post, but, more in depth, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just creating my own freedom a lot. I mean, for me, the 1% is just like the people that think a little differently. It's not, for me, it's not like, I don't think about it as like the 1% of the population who's just like doing better. I just
Right.
think the people that are going out of their way to kind of create a different story than everyone else. And I'm just trying to whether through the book business or whatever else, is just to reach financial independence and be able to then do what I want and see what it is that I want to do in the future once I don't have to worry about working anymore, and see if that opens up new opportunities, and just generally excited to see what the future holds with all of that.
Yeah, I mean, financial freedom is, I mean, the gateway to, now once you have that, you have things going, especially with, Amazon FBA, like you said, you can be anywhere, you can be making sales, and that gives you time to, maybe you want to go down this path or this path. So that's sick. I mean, I encourage everyone, whether they're in business or not, try to get to financial freedom. I mean, it's a great thing. But I mean, hopefully there's 100,000 people watching this uh, one day. So, what do you have coming up in the near future that you'd want, the people to watch to know about?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm always trying to make more content just on YouTube and in general. I hope to do more stuff about the warehouse, just like the daily life, and just like we're always doing just dumb stuff in the warehouse,
Yeah.
just funny. And I just want to create more content around that. And I'm putting down a security deposit on my first apartment today, so I'm
Oh,
very
wow.
excited.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, thank you. And then hopefully I'll be signing the lease later this week and moving in October 1st. So then I'll have my own place and be able to bring up some of my friends from Vermont, and they're going to be living with me and working for me at the warehouse, which is a cool situation that I'm able to employ my friends that
Right.
I was in high school with. And so that'll be fun and a fun environment to have around the house.
Yeah. I mean, if you
Excited
can
for that.
help your friends reach, financial freedom also, you're going to be like a mentor to them. That's pretty sick.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I mean, I appreciate you coming on. That's all the questions I have for you. But if you want to drop all your social media handles for everyone to follow, go for it.
Oh yeah, thanks so much for having me on. But so my Instagram is at benbooks34, and then my YouTube is Benjamin Herskowitz, which is also in my link tree. And
Yeah,
that's
I'll link it down in the description too for
now.
you
But
guys.
thanks for having me on.
Yeah, of
Super
course,
excited to be
man.
the
To
first one
everyone
on the
watching,
podcast.
appreciate you guys watching, and you can follow more on Ben on the social medias, and then find out more on the T Scott Instagram and social media accounts. So, Ben, appreciate it, man. That's all for today. But yeah, hope you have a good day, man, and I wish you all the success in the future.
Sweet. Thanks, man.
Peace, man. That's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. I hope it brought you some value. Be sure to subscribe, download, share, and connect with me on social at tscott_designs, as well as at tylermscott_. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.